Hey everyone, welcome to our booth. We are the Alabama-Mississippi student chapter of the Biophysical Society, or AL-MS BPS for short. Tonight, I'll be giving a brief introduction to our organization. If at any time you find yourself wanting to participate in our organization, you can use the Interested button on the right side of your screen to contact us via email. Just for a little bit of background, the National Biophysical Society is an international scientific organization whose purpose is to lead the development and dissemination of knowledge in biophysics. The AL-MS BPS chapter was founded in collaboration with students and faculty at Mississippi State University in order to provide a professional development organization for STEM students interested in the interdisciplinary study of biological systems. We are the only nationally recognized student chapter in either Alabama or Mississippi, and, as I'll mention later on, we have plans to expand our network of participating schools. We are a hybrid undergraduate and graduate student organization, so if you know of any graduate students interested in participating, please let them know that we exist. I know that some of you may be immediately disinterested by my mention of the word physics, but biophysics is so much more than the name implies. Really, it's just an umbrella term for the intersection of biology, chemistry, physics, and engineering. Biophysics is a real example of an interdisciplinary field that places an emphasis on the quantitative analysis of biological systems. So, what are some things that biophysicists do? One example is spectroscopy and/or spectrometry. These are techniques that you've definitely heard of. Techniques like NMR and UV-Vis spectroscopy, mass spectrometry, fluorescence spectroscopy, all fall under this category. Another example would be X-ray scattering and crystallography. This one is important for those of you who may be interested in pursuing careers in structural biology. But really, if you study a biological system, both of these techniques are relevant. Computer modeling and neural network generation. I've put this one on here to show people that biophysics includes more than just the traditional wet lab type work, and it is extremely important in both the academic and medical fields. Lastly, if you've ever gotten an X-ray, MRI, CAT scan, or all of the above, you've encountered biophysics at work. A significant goal of modern biophysical research is the development of novel treatments and imaging for medical use. Obviously, this is not an all-inclusive list. There are so many other techniques that I haven't listed here. If you're wondering if something you're interested in falls under the biophysics umbrella, odds are it probably does. Before we get into the logistics of our organization, I'll take a few minutes to introduce you to some people. First off, we have our faculty advisors. As I mentioned earlier, AL-MS BPS was founded in collaboration with Mississippi State University. Our faculty advisor over at MSU is the wonderful Dr. Nicholas Fitzke. He's awesome. If any of you ever want to go to graduate school to study protein interactions with surfaces, he's your guy. He's also an expert in NMR spectroscopy. Our UA advisor is Dr. Matthew Thompson. If any of you are in general chemistry or biochemistry this semester, you may already know him. Dr. Thompson is an expert in structural biology and biophysics. His research is focused on mechanisms of antibiotic resistance and the biophysics of human DNA replication enzymes. Moving on to our student executive board members. First, we have our president, which is me, Courtney Peterson. I am a fourth-year PhD candidate, NSF Graduate Research Fellow, and former GAN Fellow here at UA, studying biophysical chemistry. I started BPS with the hopes of providing a university-sanctioned platform for STEM outreach in our community. Biophysics is such an underrepresented field, and I hope that AL-MS BPS can start to change people's attitudes about this very important field of research. As far as what I want to do when I graduate, I hope to find a postdoc appointment in biophysical or bioinorganic chemistry, followed by a professorship somewhere. I also hope to provide some advice to those of you looking for research experience and/or competitive fellowships. Sky Travis is our vice president. She is also a fourth-year PhD candidate and former GAN Fellow here in the Department of Chemistry. Sky joined and helped found AL-MS BPS because she recognized the importance of providing STEM students with relevant laboratory experience. Just like myself, she has experience with competitive fellowships and is always happy to share her advice. She hopes to get a job in industry or some sort of forensics job when she graduates. Our treasurer is senior biology major Ethan Gunn. Ethan made the choice to join AL-MS BPS because of its diverse activities. Members will be able to experience the more traditional professional development activities like seminars and networking, while also getting the opportunity to participate in laboratory tours and community outreach projects. As an individual navigating through the dental school application process, Ethan has a lot of useful advice to give to those who are interested in similar career paths. He has also been a member of Dr. Thompson's research lab for 4 years and can provide insight about finding a research position early on in your undergraduate career. Last but not least is our secretary and unofficial communications officer, Ife Sun. Ife is a sophomore chemistry major that joined AL-MS BPS to help encourage participation in STEM-related clubs on campus. Ife plans to go to medical school when he graduates to become an oncologist. He's very involved on campus, and I wouldn't be surprised if many of you see him participating in other STEM organizations. Much like Ethan, Ife is involved in undergraduate research and can help provide advice to those who are interested. I'll now discuss what you can expect if you decide to join our organization, getting the boring logistical information out of the way. As an organization, we don't want to bombard you with weekly or really even bi-weekly meetings. We know that you're busy with a million other things, so we want to maximize your time and participation by ensuring that all of our meetings fulfill at least one of our goals of meaningful networking, professional development, or community outreach. All students with an interest in this diverse field are welcome to join. All members are required to pay a $10 fee every semester. The dues that are collected will be used to pay for supplies for technique workshops, food at seminars, or anything else that may be required for our activities. Members are encouraged to become full members of the National Biophysical Society. However, membership in the national organization is only required for students who wish to pursue an executive board position. The price of a student membership is $25 per year, but again, I'll emphasize the fact that this is not required for membership to AL-MS BPS. This fall, we are going to begin a weekly newsletter to keep our members informed not only about AL-MS BPS events, but also about other STEM-related opportunities, which may include potential research opportunities, internships, or other interesting national BPS news. This project is being led by Ife, and we are looking for interested individuals to help make this project a success. The true highlight of our organization will be our technique workshops. These workshops will provide members with an opportunity to receive hands-on experience with modern laboratory techniques that they may not have a chance to learn as part of their undergraduate or graduate curriculums. For example, our first technique workshop will focus on protein crystallography. Participants will get to grow their own protein crystals and, in the process, learn about the theory behind an integral technique utilized by structural biologists. In the future, we hope to incorporate techniques utilized by chemists, biologists, physicists, and engineers to provide our members with an initial exposure to a wide variety of techniques. The more you know before you enter your research career, the better. Let us help you get there. Another integral component to our mission as an organization is community outreach. We are dedicated to spreading awareness about biophysics to people of all ages. We've already initiated a partnership with the Children's Hands-On Museum in downtown Tuscaloosa and plan to perform biophysics-related demonstrations for local children and their parents. It is also my goal to set up a recurring volunteer schedule with the museum so that our members have a real opportunity to become engaged with the community. I know that community outreach is a major requirement for many professional school applications. We want to help you get what you need. We also hope to provide biophysics-related activities for students on campus. Honestly, the possibilities for outreach are endless here, and the executive board members are very interested in hearing everyone's ideas about how we can be more involved in our community. As I mentioned previously, we run this chapter in collaboration with students and faculty at Mississippi State University. Our hybrid status gives members a unique opportunity to network with students and faculty at MSU. As we grow on campus, we will also look to include students and faculty at UAB. We want you to be able to grow your network. You never know when your new connections from these schools will come in handy when applying for professional schools or jobs once you graduate. I also think that being a joint undergraduate-graduate student organization will allow members to meet students who are interested in a variety of disciplines. Have a question about chemistry? We definitely have members who can help. Same goes for biology and engineering. We want our members to feel a sense of community and be able to learn from one another. As is common with other professional development organizations on campus, AL-MS BPS will provide the same access to professional development activities as other STEM organizations on campus. If you have an interest in research, it will be important for you to get a glimpse into what academic research labs look like in comparison to, say, an industrial-type laboratory. We're working on growing our connections here in Alabama to provide members with tours of both types of lab settings. Additionally, members can also look forward to faculty research seminars and faculty-led theory workshops for interested students. Unlike the technique workshops, which place an emphasis on hands-on learning, technique seminars will focus on explaining the theory behind a particular method. That way you understand why and when a particular technique is used. So I've gone into a lot of detail about what we plan to do as an organization, but I have not yet mentioned what we actually plan to complete this semester. Thanks for bearing with me and sticking around this long. Obviously, the restrictions surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic have affected our ability to provide many of the previously mentioned activities for you this semester. Because of social distancing requirements, we have decided to postpone technique workshops and community outreach until the official university policy changes. Until then, however, we will still look to provide a number of virtual activities for our members, including a faculty research and/or technique seminar, and Q&A sessions with undergraduate and graduate students. We're also looking for individuals to help out with our social media accounts and with recruitment. Depending on the need, we may have a leadership role for you. If you're interested in participating in our organization, please feel free to reach out to us by email at almsbps@gmail.com or find us on social media. Additionally, you can find more information about the National Biophysical Society and what you can get as a member at biophysics.org. If you have any questions, use the chat feature to ask one of our executive board members.